The UN has proposed 17 Sustainable Development Goals involving 193 countries, where the aim is to achieve all 17 goals by 2030. Our company, One Energy, focuses on modern power production through renewable resources. Sustainable Development Goal 7 is to ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable and modern energy for all. It has become a global requirement for all countries to align their values with Goal 7.
Without such change, the world will be unable to continue to produce the necessary energy and products to power the world.
As we understand, Vietnam is currently undergoing further talks and revising their approach to energy sources and renewable energy. In early 2016, in response to the Paris Agreement, Vietnam revealed its revised Power Development Plan 7, which was first created in 2011. These revisions placed emphasis on increasing renewable energy and further decreasing coal usage. Vietnam has commenced initiatives such as the interactive investment platform Electrify Vietnam to encourage and engage possible energy investors. Through the creation of Decision 39 in 2018, you have provided possible future investors with clear outlines of the requirements, terms, and feed-in tariffs expected from the wind power projects. Vietnam is one of the strongest and fastest growing economies in Southeast Asia. Growth in energy consumption and production is exceeding their GDP, while projected targets for energy production continue to see a growth in coal usage. By removing barriers to renewable energy, Vietnam can achieve a more environmentally sustainable energy supply at a lower social, ecological and financial cost over the long term. While hydro energy is currently a great source for Vietnam, it is being maximally exploited. For this reason, it would not be advised to allocate resources to further development in this area. Instead, wind and solar power have been identified as two key areas of sustainable energy development in Vietnam. It is essential to assist investors of wind and solar power through a series of small changes in government policy to encourage investors and increase economics. The key recommendations are a revision of existing policy surrounding private investment in renewable resources, government investment in renewable energy infrastructure with an upgrade to the current grid to allow the integration of renewable and private investment, removal of fossil fuel subsidies, and improved access to development sites for renewable energy investment.
With 300 kilometres of coastline, wind power is a largely untapped resource for this nation. Focusing investment in wind turbines on the southern coastal area of Vietnam will provide the greatest return on investment to the coastal areas, while solar power will provide best returns to the central regions. Development of improved networks with large-scale storage facility, such as the implementation of smart grids and battery banks, would be required to ensure continuous power delivery. Despite the significant investments and revision of the current system required, over the long term this strategy will have positive social, ecological and financial consequences.
Unless Vietnam gets ahead of the curve and begins to develop their renewable resources, the country is unlikely to be able to meet the future energy demands of their exponentially growing economy.
Numerous countries such as Sweden, Scotland and China have all made significant investments in renewables in the past decade. These countries have shown that renewables are an economically viable addition to energy production.
In one case, wind turbines installed in the northwest of the USA pay for themselves in 5 to 6 months through the energy created and sold.
Continuing to rely on fossil fuels is no longer an option. The fossil fuel false economy fails to take into account the destruction of air, water, habitat and loss of biodiversity. Not to mention the potential sociological impacts of being heavily reliant on energy imports, price fluctuations and supply volatility, while risking political manipulation to maintain energy security. Clean energy ensures jobs, food security, productivity and increases the income for the people of Vietnam. Significant change to policy, investment in the current network and partnership with private investors are all necessary steps to developing Vietnam's energy independence and security.